from work. It is my Friday slash Saturday now, so my real weekend has started, and it's been a exceptionally long rotation, and that's all right. But it's been a challenging one. So now I'm just home, chilling with the puppy dogs and the better half, who is working, and I just wanted to pop on and say hi to everyone. So I'm gonna try to keep the glare off my glasses for you guys. That seems to be a um. But anyway, um. So I just want to pop on and say hello to everyone, and hope you guys are having a good week or weekend. If you have to work this weekend, sorry. Hopefully it's not too bad of a weekend for you. And we're not gonna do a whole lot of exciting, fun stuff, but I'm gonna work on some YouTube stuff. Um, I've got some ASMR videos that I'm gonna work on, and that's something cool that's going on in life. I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys about the ASMR videos, and I greatly appreciate that. Um, so I wanted to see what else we wanted to do with that. So if anybody has any fun suggestions for ASMR, that would be cool. Um, I know you guys like the layered sounds. I've heard a lot of good things about that. So I will definitely be doing some more of those. And I maybe would do a live stream ASMR. I think that'd be kind of fun. We could work on that at some point. If people want to pop in and we could do live stream ASMR. So that'd be kind of fun. Um, and so we could do that, and then we could do. You guys could comment what you want for the triggers for ASMR, so we could have fun with that. And if you guys haven't seen, I'm very thankful. Channel did hit full YouTube partnership, so that was really exciting. Those of you who do have channels and you're working on it, you know how fun and exciting and hard that adventure is. But I promise you, we'll get there. We all will get there. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the big stuff that's going on. So what went on with work this week? So let's talk about the common courtesy of introducing who you are when you're on the phone. Because when I answer the phone when I'm at work, I say, hi, this is Jen, and, say the company name. So I identify who I am when I'm talking to you. Common courtesy would be that you would do the same thing back. But apparently, that has just totally been lost. And for those of you who don't know, I work in trucking, so drivers will call me all night long, and I'll answer the phone. I tell them who I am, and they start on this whole long stream about what's going on in their life and what's wrong, and I have no idea who I'm talking to. So I can't do anything to help them other than listen to them until they tell me what's going on and who they are. And it's like such a fight. It's like, hey, who are you? And they're like, oh, well, I'm so and so. Well, okay, well, what truck do you drive? And then they get mad, and it's like, well, I don't know who you are. We have 16 people that their first name is John, and probably three of them have the same last name. How it's just common courtesy. Um, so yeah, and then the anger with people. That I get it. People's life is stressful, but man, when you are mad at the world from the get go, you are not gonna. That's not how you ask someone to help you. And I think that is something that all of us struggle with when we're mad. Like, we just stay mad. And I have terrible anger. I know that. But when I'm at work, I try to control it. But if you go somewhere and ask somebody for help, or you call someone on the phone and ask them for help, and you're a not nice person, their inclination to help you is not very high. It's same thing like when you go to a restaurant. There's that unspoken rule that don't mess with the people who make your food. Don't mess with the people that are trying to help you. And I know when you're mad and you want help and you're in a bad situation, you want to be mad, and that's okay. You can be mad, but don't take it out on the person that's helping you. You can be mad at the situation, but don't make it personal. And I think that's something that people tend to forget. Um, you can be angry, just don't make it personal. And if you're the person that's getting the anger thrown at you, don't take it personal. And it's really funny for me to say that because I do take everything very personal, and that's something that I really, really, really have to work on. But don't be mad at people and make it personal and cuss people out, because that doesn't do anything. That doesn't help the situation. And I don't care if you curse. You can curse all day long about the situation. I have drivers that have been sitting in traffic for 5 hours. Yeah, I'd be mad too. You know, but if they make it personal, then my desire to help them goes down significantly. Yes, I'm going to help you, but I'm not. You're not going to get super nice, Jen. You're going to get the okay. Let me do my job and help you out. So, just be a nice person is the essential point of that. And there's been so little of that this week. It's been super frustrating. And that's from both sides. Whether you're the person helping someone or you're the person asking for help, niceness goes a long way. And I think we forget that sometimes because we're in a rush and we want everything done instantaneously. And we're such an instant gratification society now that people forget that the niceties that go along with that. So, anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox about anger and introducing yourself. I just thought that was funny this week. Um, oh, so I did have a really good funny thing happen this week. So there's a saying in trucking that nothing in trucking is 100%. Um, if you think things are gonna go right, something is gonna come up that just doesn't go right. So driver goes. They had a bad feeling about the load. They actually got to pick it up even though they were late. And the customer's usually super picky. They got picked up. Everything was going great. They get 5 miles down the road from the customer. They blow a tire on the trailer. Okay, call in. We get them service. Everything's great. Life is good. All right. So 3 hours later, they call me back and they say, "You're not going to believe this, but I just blew a tire on the truck." All right. Well, cool. Let's get that fixed. No problem. So next day I come in, same driver, very first phone call I take. "Hey, so I blew another tire on the trailer." "Oh, okay. Well, we'll get it fixed. No problem. Life is good." So get that fixed. Get them back on the road. They make it to the customer. Get to delivery. Customer has no idea who they are and why they're there. Turns out that the load that they had, even though the paperwork said that it was going to this particular place in Georgia and it was supposed to be delivered this particular day, this load was actually supposed to go to California. And why is this funny? Because no one caught the error. The customer didn't catch the error. The shipping department didn't catch the error. Nobody caught the error until they got all the way 800 something miles down the road that it was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the driver now, of course, has to decide if they want to take the load to California and get paid for it, which they were going to get paid another 1,200 something miles, so it's good money, or if they were going to say, "No, I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to stay because this was their load to go home. That's why we sent them on this load to Georgia." So driver and I debated back and forth. I said, "Well, you want to call your family, do what you want." So call family, and family says, "You know what? We kind of made plans without you because we didn't know if you were actually going to be home. So if you want to go to California and make some extra money, well, why don't you do that?" And so, yeah, that was a great story because now this poor driver got the runaround, had multiple breakdowns, bad time, and then find out their family wasn't actually expecting them to be home. So they decided to go on the road and go to California anyway. I kind of felt bad, but, they were like, "Well, I made some extra money and I'm just not going to spend it on them." And I said, "Yeah, you should buy something nice for yourself." So, okay. So yeah, that was kind of the fun story for the week. But, so when you work after hours in a trucking, you're kind of responsible for everything. And if you've watched any of my trucking videos, I've talked about this a little bit. So at night we are dispatch, so we will assign you loads. We'll help you, walk you through what you're supposed to do on the load, where you're supposed to be, get you your pickup number, stuff like that. We're also the load planner, so if we need to book you a load or we need to deal with problems on the load, we'll do that too. We're safety. We'll deal with your hours of service. We'll deal with if you get pulled over by DOT and you get a bad inspection, you get put out of service, we'll help with that. We're breakdown, so if you damage something or something happens with the truck or the trailer, we'll help you with that. And we're also therapists. It doesn't actually say that in our job title, but we'll walk you through whatever you're struggling with. We can yell at you like your mom if you need that. And so we're kind of a little bit of everything. And I love when drivers call and they say, Well, I was trying to get a hold of safety. Well, we are safety. Well, no, you're dispatch. No, we're safety. We're everything you need us to be. So, okay. Oh, we're also the gate patrol because our yard is gated and you have to call to get in and out. So we're the police of the yard too. So um, that's always fun. But I will say I complain sometimes about my job, but honestly I love my job and the fact that every night is different. There's certain things you have to do every single night. We have to open and close loads. We have to we have to process the bill of lading so that we can get paid by the customer. We have to check on certain high value loads and make sure that they are where they're supposed to be and things like that. And drivers aren't stopping in places they're not supposed to stop, or they're following the route they're supposed to follow, and all those things. But you never know what's going to happen when you get the phone call. It could be something simple where, hey, I need a fuel code, or hey, I need a pickup number, and you can find it right away. And then sometimes it's a 3 hour debacle back and forth trying to get somebody service in the middle of Oklahoma, which is always a challenge. So it's fun because of that. And I think the nice thing about my job is the fact that I 99% of the time the phone call is helping somebody, and that is something that I enjoy doing. So, and it's cool because you form a relationship with some of the drivers that maybe you made a really bad day for them better, or you're the first person that they've talked to all day, or you're the first person that's listened to them all day about their problem. And so you kind of build that relationship with them, and they know that, hey, if you're working, they've got somebody there that's going to be in their corner and back them up and take care of them. The downside of that is, and as my coworker says, I have a fan club. So sometimes people have to wait to talk to me. Not, I don't mind. I'm kind of flattered by that, but it does mean that there is sometimes a line to talk to me. But yeah, that's okay. So, what else is going on? Well, the dogs actually, it's quiet in here, which is kind of unusual. But Tootsie is sleeping. Huxley is chilling on the bed. Sinbad's chilling on the bed. So, quiet night with the dogs. When I first come home, they're usually pretty excited. Any kind of new and exciting activity in the house is excitement. When anybody comes, they can hear the cars pull up in the driveway and they'll get excited and yell and scream. And it takes a little while for them to calm down. So the nice thing is because someone's always home with them, they don't have that stranger danger fear because somebody's always here with them. So if somebody's coming in, it's usually somebody that is supposed to be coming in, and they know that, so it's okay. But normally when I come home, at least Huxley will play with me for a while, and we'll hang out and toss the ball around. He's not so good at returning the ball, but he is really good at catching the ball. We're working on returning. It's funny what you can get dogs to learn, like what words they'll learn. Sinbad, who's our corgi, he's very, 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 very smart. And sometimes it's scary smart. But one of the words that he knows is scooch. And if you say scooch, he will move. He knows that word. He knows that means I gotta move. And speaking of dogs, hello, Huxley. Would you like to say hello to everyone? Come here. Oh, you don't want to say? You're being shy. We'll get him in a minute. He's being shy. So, yeah, Huxley's now jumping up on my spouse's lap. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny, the words. You think, okay, sit, stay, whatever. Huxley's learned to shake, and he knows that if he shakes, he will get a treat. So he will shake with both paws. So you'll say shake, he sticks out one paw, he'll shake, and you say other paw, and he'll shake, and then we do a thing where we hold both paws and we go and we make him dance. And so then he knows he'll get his prize. And so he knows those words. He knows sit pretty, so he'll sit up, on his hind legs, which apparently is a dachshund thing, that they like to stand on their hind legs and do the cute thing. I did not know that, but apparently that's a very dachshund thing. And he's part dachshund, so I guess that's his thing. And he's doing it right now at my feet. Would you like to say hi? You want to say hi to everyone? Come here. Oh, don't be a baby. Okay. Well, he doesn't want to be picked up right now. But, yeah, so he knows shake, he knows sit pretty, he knows ball. If you say ball, he will go fetch his ball. At the moment, he is running circles around we're in the bedroom, and he's running circles around the bed and jumping all over the place. He's having a freak out at the moment. And he goes through these zoomy phases, and he will torture anyone and everyone who gets in his path. So right now he's picking on his brother Sinbad. So you'll hear his collar rattling around, and he's literally running in circles all around our room. Yeah, you are. I know. You are. Yes, you're a good boy. So let me see if he will find. Nope, not gonna let me pick him up. He's very excited. Um, but yeah, so those are and then they all know their names. All the dogs know their names very well, and they know no. Um, they know food and dinner. They know those words. They know car, and they know bye-bye, which now they're all staring at me because I said the magic word. They know those words, and they know the words to get in the car. Like, Tootsie has to be helped into the car. So if you get her to, she'll put her front paws on the edge of the car, and then you see a 1, 2, 3 jump, and she will actually help push with her back legs, and then you can get her in the car. It's really kind of cute. She's very small. She's part Chihuahua, part lots of things, but she's small. She's a small dog. And then Huxley, who's our Chewini, he can jump into the car on his own. He's very athletic. Our Corgi cannot jump in the car on his own, and he'll put his paws up, and then you have to lift him up. He is not super athletic. Part of it is because a few years ago he hurt his leg, and he had to have joint reconstruction surgery. So that was pretty exciting. If you've never had the experience of a dog having like a serious illness or injury where you have to keep them pinned, that is an adventure, let me tell you. Especially a dog like a Corgi that's super smart, and they get bored very, very, very easily. Hi, Linda Jean. You didn't know anyone else was up this late? Well, thanks for being here. I just got home from work a little bit, so hi and good night. I don't want to keep you up, but I'm glad you're here. So yes. So we had to keep Sinbad. How long was it for, Madison? 6 weeks? Yeah, 6 weeks. We had to put him. We basically had a baby, like, it was, I think it's like 6 feet long by like 2 or 3 feet wide, container kind of thing, a baby cage that we set up on the floor. We put a dog bed in there, and we put blankets down and his food and water and everything. But he had to be confined, and he had to be kept calm. And he was on pain medicine and medicine to help him keep calm and everything. But 6 weeks of this dog was so mad and so bored, he would literally scratch at the bottom of the gate, and he would work his blankets, and his bed underneath the edge of the gate so that he could lift up the gate so he could escape. And our other dogs were so mad that he was pinned up. We didn't have Huxley at the time. I'm glad, actually, because that would have been a never-ending adventure. But he was trying to escape all the time, and the other dogs were trying to help get him out. So it was so bad that Madison and I had to take turns sleeping or hanging out and staying up on the couch to make sure that he didn't escape. Because somebody would take the other dogs upstairs and nap or whatever, and then somebody would stay downstairs with Sinbad. And actually, that's how this channel got started, was because I was bored, and I was looking for something to do, and I thought, boy, this would be fun. And so that's how YouTube got started, because it started as I was going to do a podcast, and then I decided to do YouTube instead. But ultimately, Sinbad surgery is what got YouTube started. So a happy thing that came out of Sinbad surgery. But yeah, that was an adventure. And any dog or any pet surgery is always an adventure. Tootsie just had to have some teeth removed, and that was, yeah, Madison's over there making fun because Tootsie's running out of teeth, unfortunately. We don't know exactly how old Tootsie is. We think she's 5 or 6 6 or 7 is what we think. But she's a rescue from a bad puppy mill situation. We believe she was a breeding dog, and so they don't keep them in the best conditions, and they don't give them the best food or anything like that. And so unfortunately, she didn't receive any vet care or anything like that, really, that anybody could tell. So she was in pretty rough shape when we got her. And unfortunately, she's had to have several teeth removed. She's had that done twice. That she's had to have dental surgery, and it's not fun, but it happens. But she's gonna be okay, since Madison makes their food, and it's soft. Um, lately, it's been, let's see, hamburger, green beans or spinach, sweet potatoes. What else?
Hamburger.
Uh huh.
Green beans and spinach.
Green bean and spinach. Okay.
Carrots.
Carrots. Sweet potatoes.
Eggs.
Eggs. They get salmon oil. Turmeric. Black pepper.
The nutrient mix.
Oh yeah, the Farmer's Dog nutrient mix. You can buy packets of this Farmer's Dog nutrient mix. I think I've talked about this before. From them, if you don't want to, and they have recipes on their website, and YouTube has some good recipes. But you genuinely have to. Not we. Madison did a lot of research about this before we went to making their food, because you want to make sure that they get all their minerals. Oh yeah, and it has rice in it too. But it's soft. It's a soft, fresh food, and it honestly, I mean, it's human grade food. It's real ingredients. There's no preservatives. There's no anything like that in there. And Madison usually makes quite a bit of it at a time, and then freezes it. We have a food sealer that you can make your own size bags and then seal it that way. And so then you don't have to make it every day, and then you can and then we measure it out. We scale out their portion and then heat it up, and then they eat it. So even with Tootsie not having a whole lot of teeth, she can still eat it without problems. They don't eat any dry food. They eat all this fresh food. So, and even the treats that we give them now are soft. And it's chicken. They're chicken jerky treats, but they're soft. And they're not. It's just like 2 ingredients. It's chicken and I think salt or something like that, some kind of sodium. But there's no preservatives. There's no anything like that. So it's it's nice. And they're bigger treats. They're like this big. They're from Costco actually, and they you can break them in half. So they like those. So yeah, that's what the dogs all eat. So yeah, that's what's going on with the dogs. I'm gonna go see my parents on Monday. Sometimes, depending on how my days off fall, sometimes I go, like last week, I went straight from work over there, and then I'll take a nap over there, and then my dad usually gets up around 8 or so, and so I'll get up and hang out with them and have breakfast with them. And usually my dad and I watch a movie before my mom gets up, because my mom doesn't get up till later. And so my dad and I are in the middle of 3 different movies right now, but that's just how we roll. And my dad and I like horror movies, and my mom does not. So that's the time we watch horror movies. We're actually not in the middle of any horror movies right now. We're watching a movie. The name escapes me. My dad's gonna. Oh, it's called The Last Wave, and it is a Australian movie about the Aboriginals. And it was about a trial lawyer that took on the Aboriginals and talking about tribal law. And there was a murder that was involved. It's a really good movie. It's pretty. I think it's 20-ish years old, but it's a really, really, really good movie. We're about halfway through, so I'm really enjoying that. We just finished a Polish film, which I don't know the name in English or Polish, but it was really cool and interesting. It was a very theatrical, very cinematically filmed in an interesting manner. Very off center, very dramatic. It was really kind of cool. But yeah, normally we watch a lot of scary movies that my mom would never ever watch. So yeah, my dad showed me The Exorcist when I was really young, and showed me. Hi, Casey. Thanks for coming in. Good morning. I hope Is it morning for you, Casey, where you are, or is it night? I'm not sure where you are, but hello, thank you for being here. Finally, yeah, I know. One of these days, I'm gonna catch you live too as well. Um, so it's hard. You never know when people are. I'm so random with when I go on. I need to because my schedule is so weird. But yeah. So we were my dad showed me The Exorcist when I was really young. Which he showed me Alien when I was like 12 or 13. My mom got really mad about that because she said that I was too young to watch movies like that. But I like horror movies. I think it's the thrill of it, you know. And I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I didn't have nightmares. Alien did not give me nightmares. The movie The Thing. It's it's okay. So you're in the Philippines, so it's night there. It's 6 o'clock over there. Okay, well, cool. Well, thanks for being here. So good evening. um, so Linda, you're in Canada, right? I'm pretty sure I have that right. I'm really bad about that. Um, I don't know. Are you might be pretty close to me in time. It's time is it? It's just after 5 a.m. here. So anyway, but the Thing of all movies, the original Thing, not the one that they just redid, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, that was supposed to be the prequel for it, but the original Thing, like now when you watch it, the special effects are so bad. But it scared the living daylights out of me. There's a scene that they're doing, they're trying to shock a guy's heart back to life, and like the guy's hands get bitten off, and that gave me nightmares. Like I don't even know for how long. Um, but just that, like I think like the thrill of horror movies. I don't know. I guess it's like the same reason why people like to ride roller coasters or go skydiving or something like that. I don't know, but I'm not really into horror movies that like are tons and tons of blood, guts, and gore. I think it's why I like the original Alien movie because you don't see a lot of gore. There's not a lot. I mean, you see people die, but there's not all the blood and guts and gore. A lot of it is like the fear that you see and like the alien hunting them. And there's something fascinating about that seeing people like the psychological effect of like fear and high stress situations. I think it's why I'm into like the true crime stories of people like that um, are police officers or SWAT team, people like that. Madison reads a lot of books about military operations and spies. People like that fascinate me because you have to be a very tough person mentally to do a job like that, and that just absolutely intrigues me. Like, 911 operators. I don't think I could ever do that kind of dispatching. Like, you have to be able to be so calm and so like you have so much going on at once. You're trying to get services out to them. You're trying to figure out where they are, and at the same time, you're trying to reassure that person that they're okay. I think that's like one of the hardest jobs in the world. Like I know when if I have a driver that calls me, well, like today I had a driver that got a side window, the driver's side window of their truck, got smashed in while they were driving. And I mean that's terrifying. Um, and they were freaking out. And you have to calm people down, and at the same time, you have to assess what to do about the situation to fix the problem. And I think people that can handle that kind of high stress, um, they're fascinating people. It's kind of like it's the same kind of in the same way like people that do sales or people that do the stock market, like that just type A personality that you can handle 50,000 things at once and not freak out. Um, is interesting. Though there's some of those people are a little intense. Um, I'm sad to say I haven't watched all of the Wolf of Wall Street, but I know like they talk about like some of the crazy stuff that the stockbrokers and stuff do. Madison, you've watched that movie, right? The whole thing, yeah, and it's really good. I've seen clips of it. And it's a really good movie. Same thing with like, like fighter pilots and stuff like Top Gun. We were just watching the new Top Gun movie the other night, and like the training that you have to have and all of the things that could go wrong, and like if it goes wrong, just one little thing goes wrong, it doesn't just go wrong, it goes like really wrong. um I think that's why I like space movies so much. Is like you're not just dealing with whatever somebody's lost or somebody is hurt or whatever, but then you have the whole element of, well, you can't just open up the door and walk out because, well, there's no air out there. So I think that I like that. I think I like that a lot. Oh, so you're here on. Oh, Casey, so you're here listening to me while you're cooking your kids' dinner. Oh, that's cool. What are you having for dinner? I'm nosy. I love hearing about what other people are eating for dinner. I don't cook. I'm a terrible cook. Madison cooks. Madison is very creative. It's always exciting when I go to work. I work 12-hour shifts, so Madison always sends me basically like lunch and dinner. And sometimes I know what I'm getting, and sometimes I don't. And there's always like a surprise. So I'm always excited when I go to heat up my food and there's something new and exciting. I was especially excited this week. I'm big into like kid comfort food kind of thing. So there was macaroni and cheese in my lunchbox this week, and I was super stoked. So that got me through a couple of really bad moments. So yeah. Wow, I've kind of got all over the place today. That happens on these lives. I get talking and I get all over the place. But yeah, so horror movies and that kind of stuff, that's always fascinating. But yeah, so like I said, sometimes I go to my parents, but like on the weekends I try to come straight home. Just because Madison's off on the weekends and I like to spend that time here because even though we get to hang out regardless on my off days, the weekends are kind of special, and I'm on a four on, four off, and it pushes forward every week. So like this week I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and I'll go back and I'll work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'll be off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it pushes. It's kind of a weird schedule. So anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go see my parents on Monday. Oh, we're gonna go out to lunch today, which will be nice. So, and we might actually go out without the dogs, which is, you have no idea, like that's like a big treat because the dogs usually go everywhere with us. So like if we have to go grocery shopping or we have to run to Costco or we have to do whatever, I usually drive and Madison will run in and I sit in the car with the dogs because the dogs don't do well if they're left alone. But that's the nice thing about having kiddos. She's not a kiddo, but stepdaughter's gonna watch the puppies, and we'll be able to go out and have an adult like lunch date. So that's kind of nice. But we have fun no matter what we do. Even if we hang out here and eat at the house, we always find something fun to do. We catch up on our YouTube people. We watch a lot of Josh Weissman, who does cooking, and he's really fun to watch. I can't think of Brian's last name.
Lagerstrom.
Okay, Brian Lagerstrom. He's a chef on YouTube. We watch him. We watch Hammy and Olivia. We watch Noodles. We watch Clarence. If Crusoe has a new video, we watch Crusoe. Not gonna lie, we do watch Mr. Beast because you have to. We watch quite a few people. And we'll catch up on YouTube. And then if there's nothing good on YouTube or we caught up on everybody, then we will watch. Right now we're going through a Big Bang phase, so we're rewatching Big Bang, White Collar. What else have we been watching? MASH.
Yeah,
Watch a lot of MASH. I grew up watching MASH, and Madison did too, so that's kind of nice to watch. I cannot tell you that I have watched every episode. So there's usually, if we turn on MASH, it's always an episode that I've usually never seen or never seen all of. So that's cool. Let's see what else. What else have we been watching? Oh, what's the spy one? Michael Weston.
Burn Notice.
Burn Notice. Yeah, that was such a good. I'm still mad about how that ended. If you watched it, it was sad.
No.
The mom died. Oh, sorry if you've never seen that. No, I just ruined it for you. Sorry, my bad. But no, that really made me sad. Um, that's the problem about shows. You get like good shows, you get sucked into the characters. Like in like Big Bang, like I absolutely love Amy Farrah Fowler's character. She is hilarious, and I can't think of her real name.
Maya Bialik.
Yeah, Maya Bialik. Like she's an incredible person. She's on YouTube as well, and yeah, she's just an awesome person. But everybody on that show was really cool, and I really like Amy Farrah Fowler. I like Howard. Um, those are probably my two favorites on that show. Um, oh, and we've been watching Home Improvement, old Home Improvement. Yeah, I forgot about that. And I need to watch. Madison got the episodes of Dexter's Laboratory, and I haven't sat down and watched any of them, so I need to watch those. But yeah, oh, sometimes we'll watch old cartoons. Like we were watching Tom and Jerry the other day, and because Madison was singing this silly song that one of the mice in a Tom and Jerry episode, it was one of Jerry's like cousins, uncles from Texas, and he wears this big like cowboy hat that covers like his eyes, and he plays the guitar, and then the guitar strings break, so he steals a whisker from Tom, and every time the guitar string breaks, it was hilarious. Um, but yeah, I miss the good old cartoons like Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd. You know, when it was duck season, rabbit season, I like that. Um, so yeah, we watch. But see, the nice thing is there's just enough of an age gap between Madison and I that we still watch like a lot of the same shows. So, and there's some stuff that like Madison watched, like what's the kung fu cartoon?
Hong Kong food.
Hong Kong Phooey. Like I didn't know that cartoon, so I got to watch that. I got to watch, and then like the shorts that used to be on like the little cartoon like educational cartoons like Time for Timer like um we've watched like Madison has introduced me to a whole new world of stuff because we're 9 years, no, 7 years apart. I don't know why I was saying 8.
7, well, yeah, 7.5.
7.5.
Almost 8.
Almost 8. 7.5, 8 years apart. But there's enough of an age gap between us that like there's stuff that kind of crosses over. It's like I remember growing up. Now, mind you, my brother, he was 2.5 years younger than me, basically 3 years younger than me. But I grew up watching like. My mom always had Sesame Street on because, it was educational. But I loved Fraggle Rock. And then cartoon wise, we watched a lot of He-Man. We watched a lot of Smurfs when they came out. Rainbow Bright. Transformers. I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of cartoon stuff that we watched growing up. But like once we got a little bit older, my parents had us in so many activities that we didn't get to watch a whole lot of Saturday morning cartoons. Because like during the summer we had swim team, and we had to be there very early, so that wasn't Saturday morning cartoons. I missed out a lot on, but I like watching them now. Like that's like peaceful to me is to watch cartoons. Oh, Scooby Doo, watched a lot of Scooby Doo, Flintstones, Jetsons. I love the Jetsons. Oh, and Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck was on after school, and I loved that show. DuckTales, yeah, DuckTales. Woohoo! Watched a lot of that. Madison is laughing at me. I feel so special now. So yeah, and then like even as an adult, when I first moved out into the county that I'm in now, I really didn't know like anybody, and I had separated myself from a friend group that wasn't like the best influence, and so I was kind of like I didn't have a lot of like stuff to do with people, so I watched a lot of TV, but at the time I was like kind of broke, so I didn't have like cable. So this is back when you still had the rabbit ears on the TVs and stuff, and I watched a lot of Simpsons when they would come on. Like if my work schedule worked out where I was home, and this is back when they did Simpsons like every night at 6 o'clock, and man, if I was home, I was watching the Simpsons because that was like the best thing. That was like the best thing of the week, if I was home to watch that. That was back in my Walmart days, when I was back doing the Wally World thing. Those are times I try to forget. The only good thing that came out of Walmart was Madison. That's actually how we met, is at Walmart. That is literally the only good thing. Well, no, I think I will say I became a good. I appreciate what management is and what management could be because of Walmart, and I try to be everything that 99% of the managers at Walmart were. I try not to be that because um, the dirty secret within Walmart is the managers are told basically that people are an ends to a means. They're not people, they're an asset. And I have a horrible, I cannot abide by that. And I was not that kind of manager then, and I'm certainly not that kind of manager now. Um, I won't lie and tell you that I don't get frustrated with some of the drivers when they call in and they've told you the same thing 50 times and there's literally nothing. I mean, your hands are tied and you're waiting on a customer to reply to you, and they call in every 5 minutes. Do I have an answer yet? Do I have an answer yet? Do I have an answer yet? Nope, sure don't, buddy. Gonna have to chill. Gonna have to shut it down and wait. Um, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't get frustrated, but I would never treat people or talk to people the way that some of my managers talk to me at Walmart. I could never talk to somebody and make them feel worse than a piece of trash on the ground, and that's sometimes what happens. And a lot of it literally comes from way 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 higher up. There's so much pressure on like assistant managers and co-managers and even store managers at Walmart that it is what it is, and unfortunately that's a terrible culture, and the people that are in it, I don't think I think a lot of people run from it because it just makes you feel like a not nice person, and it turns you into a very angry person. So sorry, had to hit the QT soda. So yeah. So what else is going on? There's 7 of you here, so I want to entertain you. Um, hmm. Okay, so favorite movies. I touched about movies for a minute. My favorite movie is a really cheesy old 70s movie. Um, and now I can't think of the name of it. And I can't use my phone because I'm on my phone to be live with you guys. But it's this really cheesy 70s movie that I get to use the iPhone, which is never going to work because I don't know how to use it. Where's your Google? I have no idea how to use the iPhone.
Maybe under Google.
Oh, it's under the Google folder. Well, that would make sense where Google would be. This is really how we are at home, just so you guys know. All right, so movie about garden in space. Here it is. Silent Running. Okay, you can have your phone back, babe. Thank you for humoring me. It's a very old movie. There's nobody in it that's a major star. The movie's called Silent Running, and there's 3 robots in it, and they are the most sad, horribly made prop robots. But they have 2 tiny little legs and 2 tiny little arms, and they nicknamed the robots Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And essentially what this is it's a very small crew that have been assigned the duty of caring for the last like all different kinds of plant and animal life left on Earth. So they basically they have they're these pods that are attached to this ship. So like one's a desert and one's a rainforest and one's a like all different regions of plants and animals, and so they're tasked with caring for these gardens and all the creatures to try to preserve them while they figure out how to fix what we've done to Earth, right? And so then the people, they don't actually, I don't think they say NASA, but basically it's like ground control says, we're done with this program. We're not going to be able to salvage everything, so blow everything up. And so the main character doesn't want everybody to blow up the garden, so he winds up killing the other humans. And he knows that he's going to die because, one, he can't live forever because he's a human, and two, because in the process of killing his coworkers, he himself gets injured. So the robots know how to take care of the garden, and they know how to take care of the ship and everything. And so he has tasked them with carrying on with, he saves one of the gardens, and he has tasked them with carrying on with their task forever and ever and ever. And it's kind of sad, but in the meantime, he entertains himself by teaching the robots how to play poker. And the robots cheat because they talk to each other and tell each other what cards they have, and it's really funny. And it's just it's such a cheesy movie. Like, if you've ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000, where the robots and the one human sit down in the theater, and you just see their little heads and they're making obnoxious comments about the horrible movies. It's that kind of horrible movie, but it's like, I don't know, it was like a movie that like just really hit me, and that's probably my most favorite movie in the whole wide world. But there's another really cheesy movie, and Madison's gonna have to tell me the name of it. What's the movie? The sheriff sings the song and they die, and
After All.
After All. Okay, yeah, that's like my other favorite cheesy movie.
No, I'm sorry. Chances Are.
Chances Are. Okay, Chances Are. Okay. Songs After All, but the movie's Chances Are. Okay, yeah. So that's really cheesy because it's like the ultimate romance movie, and what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, Iron Man. I had to think of Iron Man. But he's in that. He looks like he's like 12. He has that much of a baby face in the movie. But it's such a good movie. And if you've never seen it, like the short story of it is like guy and girl get married. They're all in love, blah, blah, blah. And on like their first anniversary or something like that, they're meeting for dinner, and he buys her something, and he's going across the street. He dies. And he goes to heaven, and he asks to go back, and basically he gets reborn, and then he has to grow up again, and he winds up meeting her daughter in college, and then she brings him home, and he does the same things that the woman's husband had done. You know, he has the same mannerisms and stuff, and like they have a conversation, and she finds out, well, blah blah blah. Well, then she winds up marrying this friend of hers that's taking care of her this whole time that he's been gone. Why are you laughing at me? Because I'm telling the story wrong?
No, you're doing quite well.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, so then the daughter marries him and blah, blah, and everybody's happy. I don't know. It's just cheesy. I'm not a big romance movie person. Like, Madison's been watching You've Got Mail, and what's the other one?
Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally. And, no, there's 3 of them.
The third one of that. It's the Tom Hanks. Sleepless in Seattle.
Sleepless in Seattle. Okay, so like Madison's like been watching these movies a lot lately, and Madison cries, and you know, I could say that. Look, people like it. There's more people here. You're entertaining. Look, it's nice to be married to an emotional person. Okay, so because I cry too, it's okay. I just have more anger than Madison does, and that's not okay. But yeah. So anyway, I'm not a big romance person in terms of movies. I'm not. Madison's a big comedy and romance person. Like, one of the first movies that we watched together that I had never seen was Stripes. If you have not seen that movie is funny as heck. So why would I? Okay, hello, Starly, and you want me to say Annie's? Hi, Annie's. So anyway. Yeah, so we've been watching a lot of comedy movies over the years that I don't know even know how I missed out on, because my dad's a big hello from India. Well, hi, welcome. So my dad's a big visual comedy person. I grew up watching a lot of Monty Python. And I'm fascinated with British humor, because British humor, either you really like it or you really hate it. And I love British humor. I've watched all of the Monty Python, the skits. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. And if you have a channel, I will gladly subscribe to you too when I get done with my live. Matter of fact, I'm gonna write your name down right now. So so that I don't forget. Because I am a big fan of supporting others who support me. Okay, Starly. All right, gotcha. I will subscribe to your channel when we are done here. Anyway, so I've grown up watching all the Monty Python's the movies and all the sitcoms that used to be on, and then I watched all of Faulty Towers, Blackadder, anything. Yeah, all my stuffed animals behind me. Yeah, I collect stuffed animals. I have a ton of them, like probably way too many. That's only a small portion of them. Thank you. I have stuffed animals from the last. We've been together 19 years, so the last 19 years. There's another 2 nets like this out in our hallway that are completely full. I have stuffed animals downstairs, and that does not include all of the stuffed animals that the dogs have because they have stuffed animal toys, and they try to take my stuffed animals. So, yeah. So Madison's like this. This was one of my dog Huxley's birthday presents that he absolutely loves. Oh, I just got hit in the head. But yeah, and then he's got ones like this. But yeah, if I'm not careful and I leave my stuffed animals out, he will steal them. Yeah, this is one of his toys too. And that's the problem, is his toys look like my toys. So I tend not to leave my stuffed animals around. So, oh, now here comes Huxley because we're playing with his toys. I'll see if I can get him on camera for you guys. But anyway, I am actually not Catholic. I am Christian, but I am not Catholic, but I totally cool with any form of Christianity, any religion, and I'm fascinated with worldwide religions. But I am not Catholic, but like I said, I am Christian. I grew up Presbyterian. I consider myself non-denominational. So yeah. Let's see, what else were we talking about? Oh, movies. Yeah, so we're talking about movies. Oh, so the weather here is doing its typical Missouri thing. So it went from being like in the 50s to now it's in the 80s, and it's gonna probably stay like that for a while. But we're in our really stormy season, and this is like rolling into tornado season. We haven't had the tornado sirens go off too much here. They went off at work a couple weeks ago when I was at work. That was really exciting because our tornado safe place is the bathroom, which is super fun because then we have to go turn the phones off and sit in the bathroom, and then when we get done with the tornado sirens being off, then we get to go turn the phones back on and the phones blow up because everybody's been trying to call in because not everybody's in the same place. So yeah, fortunately we haven't had any tornadoes anywhere close to us. We had one close to us a couple of years ago, but the tornado sirens they do frequently go off. I am from America. I'm in Missouri. So if you're familiar with Missouri, we're fairly close to St. Louis, which is where the big arch is. So that's about 45-ish minutes, an hour or so from our house, depending on traffic. So we're right in the middle of the country where we have crazy weather. And now that we're rolling into summer, it's going to be in the 90s with like 85 to 95% humidity. You walk outside and you get soaking wet. So yeah, that's good old St. Louis for you. But that's okay. Fortunately, oh, you have, okay, so you have relatives in Florida. So, all right, well, cool. Oh, a nun. Well, that's awesome. I admire people that are that devoted to their faith that they could make the sacrifices that are required to do something like that. So that's awesome. I could not live in Florida though. It is super hot there, like super hot. So, yeah. I gotta check my phone battery here, guys. Okay, we're good. I forget sometimes because I've been at work all night and I didn't charge my phone all the way before I got home. So yeah, I could not live in Florida. I visited Florida several times. We used to go there a lot when I was a kid for vacation, and we would make the long drive from Missouri to Florida, and it took us about a day. But we were really little, and when you're little kids, you have to stop a lot because you get bored. So yeah, but oh, and so Madison just popped in, so that's the Sinbad Huxley and Friends person that just popped in. That is my better half. My better half has a channel with all kinds of dog videos. So, um, for your board exams. Oh, well, good luck with your exams. Oh, wow. I forgot how much fun school was. You are going to do great, and you are going to do amazing things. I promise you. So, study hard, do your thing, but rock those exams. Don't be stressed out. Just take it one question at a time. You got this. Study tips. Ha! Well, it's been a hot minute since I've been in school. I will say, don't pull the all nighter. I made that horrible mistake when I was in college. Don't pull the all nighter thing. Um, take a break once in a while. They have those. A lot of people say that you lose your attention span after like 40 minutes. So if you set a timer on your phone or set an alarm clock. Oh, you procrastinate? Yeah, me too. I'm not even gonna lie. That's the night. Okay, so that's what you do. You set an alarm for 40 minutes and you study for 40 minutes, and then you give yourself a 10-15 minute break, and you come back, and you're fresh and relaxed. Go watch some shorts on YouTube, or go go run around outside and get some fresh air. Just walk away from your books, and then just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to go back and I'm going to do 40 more minutes, and I'm going to concentrate and I'm going to do my thing, and then I'm going to take another little break. So, oh, what does an all-nighter mean? Oh, yeah. I guess that doesn't, that's not the thing that translates very well. So all-nighter, that's what they mean when they say you stay up the whole night, the night before an exam, and like try to like cram a whole semester's worth of work and study into one night. They don't work, and it doesn't help to go into your exam tired. A lot of college students, like especially freshmen, that's like the running joke that they'll stay up all night before their exams and like try to stress study. That never works really well. So yeah, I did that a few times, and it doesn't work. And then if it's a subject that you don't like that you're studying for, find somebody that likes it and try to study with them. That's actually how my better half and I got together, because I was in college and I am terrible at math. I mean, horrible at math. And Madison offered to tutor me. And so we went to dinner and had a tutoring session, and yeah, that's kind of all she wrote, because that's how we got together. That was our first date, was dinner and studying math. And lo and behold, 19 years later, we are still together. So, and we have dogs and a house, and life is good. So, but yeah, find a study buddy of stuff that, subjects that you don't like. Even if it means that you do FaceTime with them and study. Set yourself up. You're welcome. You're very welcome. One thing I did is like, I would set up like a reward. Like if I made myself study, like if I actually studied, everything that I was, or got, went and reviewed everything I was supposed to review, like, okay, I would, go watch I would go sit down and watch part of a movie, and then the next night if I did the same thing, I would finish the movie, or if you go, so there's some activity that you like doing, or hanging out with somebody, make that a reward, and then it's kind of like, okay, I have to get that done so that I can go do that fun thing, and it makes a difference. It's hard. School is hard, and I admire you for preparing for exams and trying to do the best, because you have to do school, but man, it is hard. And I mean, when I went back, how long ago was it that I got my MBA? 5 years ago now. 6. So yeah, so it's like 8 years ago I went back to school online to get my master's in business administration, and I was working full time too, and that was hard. That honestly was probably one of the most difficult things to do, to try to balance work and life and school. So yeah, I give you major props. So, but yeah, do what you want to do. So, well, thank you. God bless you too. You are very sweet, and you are going to do amazing things. You're going to do amazing things. And just to kind of self promote, if you need a way to relax, I do ASMR videos. There's plenty on my channel. Check them out. And I will do one. I have a couple school related ones, but I will do one for exams. I will make that a priority this week. Let me write that down. I will do a ASMR for exams. So that's an important thing. Cool. Check them out anytime. I have a playlist of ASMR videos. So, I wish I would have known about ASMR when I was in school. It probably would have helped. So, yeah. So let's see. Well, since we're on the subject of school, let's see. Yeah, I went to, you love ASMR? Well, cool. Thank you. I love ASMR too. I love it too much, probably. So school. I think one of my favorite subjects, probably always, even since I was a little kid, was English or reading or anything like that. Did not like. I liked science because I thought it was cool, but I when I got into like middle school and high school, science was not my way of thinking at all. It was not. So, Casey, thank you. Thank you. I know you're cooking dinner and taking care of your kiddos and all that fun, all that stuff too. So thank you. Thank you so much for popping in again. So yeah. I always loved all the literature classes and things like that. I loved, let's see, what else did I like? I loved history. History was always fun for me. But yeah, maths and science was not. Madison is the math and science and technology person. I run screaming. Like I said, I appreciate it for what it is, and I think it's fascinating. Now that I know some of the cool things that math can do, like, you are such a grateful person. So nice to meet. Oh, well, thank you. You have made my day, and you are a very nice person too. Seriously. And Casey is a friend of mine. You should check out her channel if you're into gaming. She's awesome and puts out some really cool stuff with really cool music. I watch a lot of Casey's videos, and I love the music that it's in them. I find it's like upbeat, happy. So that's cool for me. But yeah, it's cool. YouTube is a fun place just because you meet some really awesome people. So I'm really glad you're here. I've met a lot of really cool people on YouTube that like I wouldn't have ever gotten to meet any other way. That's the really cool thing about it. But yeah, Madison is the tech person and has taught me a lot about math and science that I didn't know. Like I took biology in high school and I took biology for my undergrad. But that was just like I had to do it. I would have never taken. You don't like math either. Yeah, I appreciate that. Math makes me just want to cry. I know the value of it. I see the importance of it. I have to use math all the time in my job, but that's why I have a calculator. But yeah, I don't like math. And I admire people who do. I think that's why it's so funny when I watch like math sucks. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I think that's why I like watching The Big Bang because those guys are so smart and like their characters are so smart and they do such amazing things that like I didn't really understand until I watched that show, like how fascinating it is. And it's so cool being married to somebody that knows what they're talking about and can like dumb it down and give me the dumb version of it so that I can understand. So yeah, I've learned a lot from hanging out with a smart person. So, let's see. So yeah, so books. Like, I really got into a lot of the books that people hated when I was in high school. I loved To Kill a Mockingbird. I loved The Scarlet Letter. What else? Where the Red Fern Grows. I liked that. I remind you of a high school class teacher. Oh, thanks. My favorite high school teacher was my literature teacher. His name was Dr. Zelli. He used to be a college professor, and he decided to go back and teach high school, and he was a really cool guy. Not a lot of people liked him because he was kind of grumpy. Like, if you didn't pay attention in class, he was really hard on you, and he had very high expectations because he'd been a college professor. But he was a really cool guy, and I learned a lot from him. I really miss him. Yeah, he was a really cool guy. What other books did I like? Algebra. Oh, yeah, no. Madison loves algebra. No, that was the class that we met over was algebra. I run screaming from algebra. It just makes me want to cry. I'm trying to think what other books I like. There were so many books that like people hated when we were in school, and I loved them, but that's just me. yeah, so many formulas in it, and you have to memorize them all. And I just, ugh, I can't. Um, so yeah. Um, and schools change so much. You know, I mean, I remember like I guess it must have been middle school that we got computers, and but you know they were like the um, do I earn on my channel just made partnership. So yes, I'm a person that can earn money from YouTube. I just made partnership, like literally just like this week. Um, it's a very long process, like a very long process to get the hours. I had no idea when I started this channel over a year ago how long and how intense it is to get where I got. It's a lot of work, a whole lot of work. But yeah, I just made partnership. Um, but anyway, so when I was in middle school, I guess maybe it was elementary, but we got the old school Commodore 64s, and unless you're close to my age, you probably have no idea what those are. But they were terrible, old, scary computers that didn't have color. And those of you who are younger, if you've never heard of the what is that game? Oregon Trail. You should look up a video of Oregon Trail on YouTube and see how horrible that was graphic wise. And that was a game we were so excited when we got to go to the computer lab and play that. Man, you were stoked.
The original Oregon Trail. There's been remakes.
Oh yeah, you have to look at the original Oregon Trail. The terrible, terrible graphics that like younger people would just be like, "What the heck is that?" Like if you've ever played the game Snake on your phone, it's worse than that. Okay, like seriously. Um, yeah, so then and like we didn't have like we had typing classes. Like they don't teach typing classes now. You guys know how to type. But yeah, like we had typing classes and then I didn't have to turn in papers that were actually typed. Um, well, Starlight, it was really nice to meet you. Good luck on your exams. I will pray for you for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. And pop in anytime on one of my lives. Let me know how you're doing or comment on one of my videos and let me know how you do on exams. Okay, you got this. You are going to do amazing. I promise you. You are. So I'll talk to you soon. Pop in anytime. Um, but yeah, I didn't have to turn in papers that were actually typed. And I will pray that you do way better than 90%. You are going to rock it. You're going to do amazing. Um, I didn't have to turn in type papers, I guess, until my junior year. Yeah, it's probably junior year in high school. And now, like, that's like standard. Like, it has to be typed and it has to be formatted and all that stuff. So it's funny, like, how much school has changed. Like, when my stepdaughter was in high school, it just blew my mind, like, the expectations of, like, things that I would have never even had to know. It's just so different now. And like the fact that most schools, the kids have tablets that they take home, and it's just crazy, like how that goes. So it's interesting, and like the classes that I thought were so cool, like those aren't classes anymore. Like home ec is so different. What they teach you in home ec is not what they taught us in home ec. Like I remember having the bag of flour that you carried around as the baby, and now they have little robot babies that you take home and they cry and like creepy stuff. I don't know. School is very different now, but um, when did she graduate, Madison? It's not been that long ago.
Goodness.
It has been that long ago now.
2012?
Yeah, 2012. Gosh, that's so weird. Yeah, I was class of 1996 for high school. So, yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah. I'm 45. I'm not going to lie, okay? I'm 45. I've made peace with it. I'm not going to be like my mom and stop having birthdays. My mom stopped having birthdays when she was 40. So, but yeah, she's in her 70s. We'll just put it that way. And she's gonna be mad that I just told the whole world that, but it's okay. It's all right. She'll get over.
Looks like she's no older than 40.
Madison says she looks like she's no older than 40. Well, that's why she likes you more. So I'm never gonna hear the end of it, but that's okay. Yeah, both my parents are actually the same age. Like they're just a couple months apart, so that's kind of cool. So yes. So Starly, yep, actually we will stop right now and I will say a quick prayer for you for your exams. So Heavenly Father, we come to you right now and ask that you give Starly peace of mind and confidence and success on her upcoming exams. Let her have a great bunch of study sessions beforehand. Let her walk in with the confidence, knowing that she is going to do exceptionally well on her exams and make herself and her family very proud, and that she will be set up to do whatever she wants to do in life and do it well. We ask this in your Son's holy name, Jesus Christ. Amen. So, you're going to rock this, promise. Go study, go relax, take care of yourself. Let me know how you do, okay? You got this. And anybody else who has kiddos out there, if you need or if you're in school and you need a prayer, feel free to drop me a note. My email is on my channel description. But it's fracturedchristian@gmail.com. And I also, every Sunday, usually about 3 p.m. Central Time, I put out a offering of prayer video. So feel free to comment on that. And since we're talking about videos, I put out faith videos every single day. I have a verse of the day that I put out. Those are usually in the morning. And then I have ASMR videos Monday and Wednesday, and I'm working on doing other days as well. And then the dog videos pop up every so often as well, so you guys can see our dogs because they're cute, and I think the world should see them. So, and they're very spoiled. Oh, Huxley, don't knock your water bowl over, dude. Hi, Daniel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Not sure where you're at, but hello, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, we were talking about school, I think is what we were talking about last. Yeah, school's so different now. Like, and like, what makes kids like excited about school, makes things very interesting. Like, what classes that they like and what things that they like and what motivates them is very different now. So, I don't know. It's a very different world, but I did not like high school. High school was not a fun time for me. I was very socially awkward, and I don't know. I didn't have a good time. Oh, you're a teacher. Okay, well, I do love teachers. I actually got along better with teachers than I did than I did my fellow students. Especially in college. I had a great time. I went to community college because I didn't go to college right after high school. I wasn't ready to do all that, and so I didn't go back until I was in my 20s. And I was working full time and going to school, and I really appreciated the fact that teachers worked as hard as they did when I was in college. But I had a couple teachers that I formed a really good relationship with, and I would go to for tutoring, and I would go to just to talk about life, and it was a great experience. So teachers are awesome. My mom, her first job, she was a teacher. She was an English teacher. So I have a lot of respect for people that can teach. I could not do that. Especially now, like the pressures on teachers are just incredible. So thank you for all you do, Daniel. That's like an awesome job. So good for you. I don't know what grade you teach, but or what level you teach at, but thank you for teaching because people definitely need good teachers in this world. Yeah, my mom taught English for a long, long time, and then she quit teaching for a while. She went back to school and she became a school counselor. So she was a school counselor until she retired. So that was interesting because she was always involved in school, and she was always like ultra involved in my brother and I's school activities. So that was interesting. My dad he's both my parents are retired now, but my dad was an attorney, and that's what he did. He was a rare. Okay, so you were a substitute. Okay, you're a substitute. Okay, cool. So that's even harder, boy. It's wow. Yeah, that's oh yeah. So that's even harder. I can't even imagine. Yeah, my dad's kind of rare in the fact that most people like have multiple jobs in their lifetime. My dad had when he got his first adult job after college. That was the only he worked for the same firm the whole time that he was there. He started the year before I came along, and then he retired, I guess 10-ish years ago. So, yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, but no, school was fun for me when I got to the college level. Like I said, I started at community college, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I majored in English, and then originally I was going to teach, and then I moved up. I was working in retail. Was working at Walmart, and then my goal was to do more with Walmart. So I kind of changed focus, and um, I went back and I graduated undergrad with English. I went community college, and then I finished at a 4-year university, and then I went back to school a few years after that and online and got my MBA, because originally I was going to do, like I said, stuff with retail, and then that was not a good experience, so I left, and then 5 years ago I got into the trucking business. And I'm not a driver. I could not do that, but I work in the office in the trucking business, and that's a lot better fit for me. I enjoy what I do. So it's a weird, crazy job, but it's a fun job. And it has a great schedule. I'm 4 on, 4 off, so I can be home with my better half and the puppies and have great days off, and that's really fun. So, but education, I don't think I would have been where I am now if I wouldn't have done the things that I had done in college and grown up a little bit. So, plus that's how I met Madison, is because I was going to fail out of college math if I didn't have a tutor. So that's how we got together. And 19 years later, here we are. So, yeah. So anyway, this has been a very random live. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out for my randomness. So what else can we talk about? Let's see. Well, we could talk about, oh, it was Huxley's birthday. My dog Huxley, who is currently sleeping, it was his birthday last weekend. He's either 4 or 5. We're not exactly sure how old he is, but it was his gotcha day. So he's been with us for 2 years now. So we're super excited about that. And I'm going to try to, Madison is my idea person with my cool videos. So we're going to try to do some videos with him like having his own little vlog. Because he's pretty good in front of the camera. He's really good in front of the camera. He could care less. Our corgi is terrified of the camera. Like, he is absolutely afraid of the camera, and he thinks that, like, it's gonna eat him or something. I'm not really sure. Our other 2 dogs could care less. They don't really care if you film them at all. But yeah, the corgi's terrified. Huxley's cool with it. So we're gonna do some cool stuff with them. So if you like dogs, check out the dog videos. Madison has a channel as well, Sinbad, Huxley, and Friends. That's pretty much all dog videos. If you like cute dog videos, so you can see our puppies. They don't do any crazy tricks. We're not like we're not cool trick people with the dogs. They're not that talented. They're just rescue pups that we love very, very much. So, oh, that's a good story, how we got into the pet business. So, we, Madison and I had been together a few months, and we talked about, we went into PetSmart. I don't even know why we went into PetSmart. I think we just went into PetSmart to look around, like at the fish. And because I love fish. I grew up having tropical fish. That was my first pet, was tropical fish. And so we went in to look at the fish and wander around. And they have all, PetSmart's really good about having, if you're familiar with PetSmart, they're really good about having pet adoptions, and they work with local adoption agencies. So they had a whole area of cats, and there was all the cute little tiny kittens, and the ones that always get adopted. And here was this one sad adult cat, and well, she broke our hearts, and so we decided to get her. Her name was Emily. She earned the nickname Chunky when as she got older, but she was your typical cat. If she wanted attention, if she wanted something, she would come find you. The rest of the time, she did her own thing. But she was a great cat. We had her for a long time, and she was really fun. She was an amazing cat, and that's how we kind of got into the pet business, in terms of having pets. And we got a few more cats throughout the years. We had a cat named Boots that was part Siamese, part whatever, Himalayan, and he had the baddest attitude I've ever seen in a cat. That cat was mean and hateful, and he let you know it. He would smack the crap out of you like it was nobody's business. Um, but yeah, we had him, and then we had Francis. We still have Francis. We've had Princess. We've had Maxie. Samson. Samson was a big old boy. We had him, and then we got our first dog.
You forgot your own cat.
Oh yeah, and Ginger, my cat. Wow, I forgot my own cat. Yeah, we had Ginger too. He was like a dog though. He was more a dog than cat. He was a Persian, with the squished in faces, and he followed me around like a dog. Like he literally, and he was so I spoiled him really bad. Like I spoiled him like super bad. He ate off a spoon. He got carried around like a baby. He was very well loved. But then we got our first dog, whose name was Murphy. I guess that's been 5 years now. 8 years. 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, we got Murphy. And he was a rescue that somebody else had rescued from a very bad situation. And she was in a living situation change. And she couldn't take him. And so we got Murphy. And Murphy was basically what you call a Chorgy, which is not like obviously not a recognized brand by the Kennel Society, but basically a Chorgy is a Chihuahua Corgi mix. And he was the coolest dog. He was older, and he wanted to just like relax and hang out. So most of his days he was sleeping and hanging out. But if you said the magical words, you want to go in the car or you want to go bye-bye, and he turned into like a puppy. And he was the coolest dog you could ever meet, and he was so sweet, and he just absolutely loved life. He was happy that he had a good home. He was happy that he had people that loved him, and he loved hard till the very end. He was an amazing dog. And while we had him, we got Nemo, who is our 9-pound Chiweenie. He is part wiener dog or dachshund and Chihuahua, and he's 9 pounds, and he's the leader of our pack. So we got him while we had Murphy, and he's 8 now. 8, I think 8.
Yeah, he just turned 8.
He just turned. Well, his birthday's coming up, so he just turned 8. He just turned 8. So yeah, but he's a little tiny dude, and he has a lot of Chihuahua in him. He has the Chihuahua anger, but he looks like a little tiny wiener dog. He's super cute, and boy is he spicy. And he rules our pack with an iron fist. You don't mess with him. So then when Murphy passed away, we loved the fact that we loved his Corgi personality. So we got a Corgi, and that's Sinbad. He's 5. And we got him. He was super sick when we got him. He wound up with pneumonia. We almost lost him. But he's a really sweet boy. He's very smart. And he's just the sweetest dog. The older he's gotten, the sweeter he's gotten. He just absolutely loves. He will smile at you all day long with that big goofy Corgi smile. And he wants to be around you 24/7. It's a little rough on the stairs. When you're going up and down the stairs, he's literally up against you. So you have to be really careful on the stairs with him. And we have to be careful when Madison is cooking, because he likes to be in the kitchen with you. And he does not get it that there's things that can hurt him in the kitchen. So, but he loves his people. He loves his people very hard. And then Huxley is kind of my baby. But we got him 2 years ago. And then we have Tootsie, who we got 3 years ago? 4 years ago. We have Tootsie. She's our girl. She is part Chihuahua, part lots of things.
Yorkie.
And she is adorable. she is a really sweet girl, and she is very attached to Madison. Madison is her best friend, her everything, and do not get in the way of her and Madison, or you'll be sorry. Um, but she's kind of spicy with the boys. She puts them in their place, except for Nemo because he rules everybody, and kind of puts everybody else in their place. So that's our babies. We had some fish for a while too, but that that wasn't the world's best experiment because we had cats at the time, and yeah, but someday maybe we will do fish again. I had a beta fish for a while that I really loved, and Boots, our cat, tried to become friends with him, like eat him. That didn't work out. Well, he flipped the tank over, and the fish was flopping on the floor, and Boots didn't know what to do. Like he wanted to eat him, but he didn't know what to do. So yeah, the beta didn't live too long after that experience. But anyway, so that's our pet story. I grew up with when I was little, we had dogs. When my parents had me, we had a golden retriever named Weaver, who, as I got older, and I was like little kid, I used to ride her around like a pony. Um, and she was a sweet old dog. And then we had um, a husky for a little while. And then we got cats because my dad had grown up with cats, and after our husky passed, we didn't have pets for a while, and one of the neighbors came over one day. Oh, somebody abandoned all these kittens and blah blah blah. Well, of course, my brother and I saw the kittens, and we fell in love with the kittens. So that's how we got cats, because my mom couldn't say no to my brother and I whining that we wanted a kitten. So that's how we got kittens. So then my parents have always had cats since then, and they have two cats now. So they've had cats forever, which is nice. Cats, the nice thing about cats, like, they do their thing and they don't get mad at you. Like, I mean, they get mad if you leave too long, but like my parents can go on vacation and have somebody come to the house. They have a pet sitter that comes to the house twice a day and feeds them and makes sure they're okay and cleans the litter box. And then the cats are cool. You can't do that with dogs. It's a little different story. So our dogs go everywhere with us. They are very spoiled, but that's okay. That's why we got them. They are our babies. So they're just like four-legged kids. So that's what those guys are. So that's kind of our life, is the fact that we have dogs, and they're our children. And then I work outside of the house. Madison works from home, but Madison was working from home before it was cool. Now lots of people get to work remotely, but Madison has been working remotely for a long time, so that's been kind of fun to have that experience, because before, Madison also worked in an office and had quite a long drive from where we live now, and so now don't have that commute, so that's cool. So anyway, so that's kind of my story right now. That's all I have going on, but I'm gonna work on my off days this week. My plans are to get a bunch of videos knocked out and do some different things with ASMR, do some different things with some editing. I've gotten really into editing lately. Madison's been very helpful with that, so I've been working on that. Got a new sound program that lets me have YouTube approved music, and YouTube approved sound effects, so that's awesome. So I'm gonna work on some of that and hang out and do some relaxing, because you got to do that when you're off work. And then yeah, we got to do normal stuff like go grocery shopping, go to Costco, those kind of fun things. So that's kind of what the weekend's going to be. So I will be doing another live, hopefully maybe tonight, and then definitely one tomorrow on Sunday, and then probably one Monday or Tuesday, or both. So I'm thinking about doing an ASMR live. So if you guys want, I will announce that when I'm going to do that. So if you guys are in the ASMR and you want to come check that out, I have not done that live yet, so that will be a fun experience. But I've actually seen some other people do it, and it looks pretty cool. Excuse me. So I'm going to try to knock that out. But it is after 6 o'clock here, and it is way past my bedtime. So I am going to close this live down. I want to say thank you for everybody that has shown up and listened to me ramble on about random things. But if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for being here. And feel free to check out all my other content. I have faith-based content, dogs, ASMR, a little bit of everything. So feel free. And if you are someone that has a channel, and you subscribe to me and support me, I will gladly support you too. So feel free to let me know that you have a channel, and I will hook you up with some watch time. So thank you guys for coming in. Thanks for hanging out, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye, everyone.